You have to start with God and seek God for literally everything, every single moment, 24/7, no exaggeration. Because what you don't realize is every time you are not focusing on God, the devil is working non-stop to hinder you from your purpose. And it's not anything to be afraid of. You have to understand that marriage has two people, and marriage is called holy matrimony. And so the reason why marriage looks the way that it does is because either one or neither are holy, but they expect holy results. Everything good comes from God. So you have to start with you to make sure that you are exactly what God calls you to be. To be the spouse that God calls you to have, you have to prepare for marriage by focusing on God, the one that marriage is for. Because, yes, you are reaping the benefits of marriage, but this marriage is literally to give God the glory. Marriage is meant to be a reflection of God. And so for you to prepare for marriage, you have to do your part on reflecting God. So how do you reflect God? One, you embody the fruits of the Spirit. If you don't know what that is, you can Google the fruits of the Spirit. Two, master biblical love. That's 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verses 4 through 8. 3. Learn the ways that God communicates. And you can only do that by constantly seeking God, asking God questions, constantly talking to God about how you feel. You have to address all your unresolved trauma. You have to ask God to bless you with discernment, to teach you your spiritual gifts, to tell you your purpose, to help you understand the purpose of your spouse, to help you understand the purpose of your marriage, to teach you how to steward your finances, to teach you how to take care of your mental, emotional, spiritual, physical, how to maneuver in your environment, how to dress, to elevate your vocabulary. You have to shift the things that you listen to and the things that you watch, because you have to become a totally new person. Literally, you are going to be someone greater than you have ever experienced in your life. Marriage is spiritual. Yes, you are going to have fun, but you have to know that you are not going to have fun unless you are doing what God calls you to do. Yes, you're going to have sex in marriage, but you have to understand that sex is not going to be great if you're not doing what God has called you to do. Yes, y'all are going to go on beautiful trips and take beautiful pictures, but it's not going to be a beautiful experience if y'all are not doing it in the timing that God has for you. Because when God does it, your flight is going to be smooth. You're going to align with the perfect hotels. You're going to go to the perfect place at the perfect time. You're going to have everything arranged perfectly. Oh my gosh, marriage is such a joy. Marriage is such a joy. But I'm telling y'all have to be a reflection of God. And so it's really that simple. You have to address all of that trauma. You have to embody the fruits of the Spirit. You have to master biblical love. You have to understand your spiritual gifts, your purpose, the purpose of your spouse, and the purpose of your marriage. And yes, God will reveal to you things about your spouse before you even know who they are. It is so fun, like doing this journey with God. You are going to cry a whole lot, tears of joy, tears of breakthrough, and get all the frustrations out of you, get all the anger and the pettiness and the sarcasm and the hopelessness and the low self-esteem and the laziness and the procrastination and the desires and the loneliness, and leave porn alone, and leave sex toys alone, and leave masturbating alone, and leave sex before marriage alone, and leave drinking alone, and leave smoking alone, and leave doing drugs alone. You're going to have to eliminate all of those things from your life. You have to know who you need to communicate with and what you need to communicate with them about, because there are certain things that you have to keep to yourself. You have to talk to God about anybody who wants to be a part of your life or that you want to be a part of your life. You have to know where to place them in your life. because you do not need to go on any dates with anyone that God has not called you to go on a date with. And you cannot be lusting after someone that is not even called to be a part of your life like that. You cannot be lusting after somebody who comes into your life that is a beautiful person and they just called to be your sibling in Christ or your business partner or just your neighbor or nobody at all. Because just because they're attractive and just because they want you does not mean that they're meant to be a part of your life. It's a lot of wisdom that goes on in this. And now that you hear me saying all these things, now do you see how easy it is for people to get caught up in the wrong relationships and have the marriages that they have, where people are feeling like marriage is not worth it, and how people are feeling unlikely about the dating pool. I love you. And most importantly, God does too. I am a spiritual advisor and I help people with everything that I have described in this video and more. You can see that in the description area, and you can schedule a session with me through the email that is in my description area. My sessions start at $45. I have a link to all of my social media accounts in the description area, and I also have a few playlist recommendations available in the description area. However, it is best for you to click on my YouTube channel that you're listening to this on and go to my playlist, because I have over 700 videos available for you to listen to. And I also have a marriage preparation series, so you can check that out there as well. I thank you for tithing into my ministry by listening, commenting, liking, sharing, and subscribing. Thank you for pouring into me by praying for me and sowing into my ministry monetarily.